What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of The Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about, we got a couple of different stories. We got a story about Meat Flow, a AI-powered filmmaking with VO3. So we're going to watch a couple of videos of that, all made by AI. We're going to talk about Thunderbolts. Paul Tassi wrote an article called Thunderbolts Hits Milestone as the second lowest earning MCU film ever. Okay. We're also going to talk about Helldivers 2 update sees players returning in droves, and also what Helldivers brings in every single week as far as player count goes. If you guys like what we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Other than that, I just give you my thoughts and opinions. Let me get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. What's going on, chat? Speaking of live chat, what's going on, Mo? What's going on, Worlds? Travis, Crowded House, Roadkill, good morning. Let's see who else. Did I say Argus? Argus, good morning. Water Bear, Eclipse, Dolphin, what's going on? Hope everyone is doing, meat flow, not meat like food meat, MEET. So that's what we're doing. I think we're going to start off with the Helldivers story. A little bit of housekeeping in the morning here before we continue on. The show's going to end around 11:30, 11:45. I have my son has a play this morning or this afternoon around like 12:15. So I want to make sure I can get there in time. So we're going to cut about 15 minutes short. Usually I say 10 to 12. And we usually go at about 12:20, 12:40, sometimes 1 o'clock. But, we'll be ending around 11:30, 11:45 this morning because I got to go to my son's school. Other than that, everything's good. Yesterday's air conditioning situation, if you guys give a shit. If not, too bad. I'm going to tell you the story anyway. It was this much water in the overflow valve, where it has a little bobber inside there, right? This much water is what stopped my air conditioning. And now what I know the problem is, which I thought it was, but I couldn't touch it. And they told me I'm not supposed to touch it. But you know what? I'm going to touch it. So anytime that happens now, I'm just going to go up there and wipe out literally, the reservoir was like a shot glass. That's how big the reservoir is. And then the amount of water that was in there was a ridiculous amount. So, yeah, I didn't have air conditioning. Okay, I didn't have air conditioning because of this much water. Okay, so Roadkill says, see, man, you should have YouTubed that. No, the thing is, Roadkill, I wasn't allowed to touch it because if it was something bad, then it would void my warranty because it's a brand new AC unit. But now I went up there and I talked to the guy as he was doing it and watched him do it. So now if it happens again, I just do it myself because now I know what I'm doing. Jay Breezy says, bro, it's basically 100 degrees out here. I'm in Kissimmee. Yeah, I'm just right down the road from you, about 22 minutes, 30 minutes. Yesterday, it was brutal. It was brutal. It's super hot right now. What's going on, Breezy? What's going on, Krebsy? Good morning, Wonder Rose. I YouTube everything. Don't have anybody fix anything. Oh, yeah, no, I'm the same way. The only reason I didn't touch it is because it's under warranty. What's going on, Drummond? Let's see. Argus says, yeah, I know about that to clean out too, Mike. It will completely stop the AC from working, and it's super easy fix. Yeah, it's the stupidest thing ever. It's more of an inconvenience, Argus, because I have to go up my attic, and I don't have one of those like pull-down ladders in my house. The house was built in like 1947, 46, whatever the hell it was. Okay, so I have to grab a ladder, come inside, go up there. You know what I mean? It's that pain in the ass just to do a little water thing. If it happens again, I'm going to have to try to figure out, a different solution. Magic says, if it's under warranty, you got to be careful. But something like that, fuck it, not worth waiting a day when you could do it yourself. Yeah, all I had to do was take a T-shirt and just scoop out the water. Like, it was ridiculous. All right. What's the play? What's the play of what, Mo? All right, let's go to Helldivers. Helldivers. What did Krebsy say? I missed what Krebsy said. Let me scroll back up. Chat's going to comment on the hat. What's wrong with the hat? Because I'm wearing a hat? I just felt like wearing a hat. Oh, the play for your son. I don't even know. I don't even know what the play is. He asked to borrow my my gardening hat today, so I don't know if he's doing something where he's like gardening or he's pretending he's like from like Mexico. I don't know, because I have one of those big hats like when I'm outside, so I don't get sunburn on my head. He's like, Dad, can I borrow your hat? I was like, sure. And I thought he meant like a baseball cap and stuff. No, he wanted the big hat. So I have no idea what the play is. I'll let you know when I go see it. You need a big ass hat. Yeah, it's an Adidas. I believe it's an Adidas. Yeah, it's an Adidas. You know, it's funny. Back in my younger years, me and I don't know if I have. Give me a second. Let me see if I have some. I don't have the hat with the logo on it, but I used to own a clothing company. I know, right? When I was like 20, 21, 22 years old, me and my best friend started a clothing line, right? And it was called Many Styles. MENI Styles, okay? And the logo is almost similar to Adidas. It was like this logo, but it had like a bent in it, right? It had like a bent in it. My dad has one of the hats. I don't have one of the hats around over here, but yeah, I used to own a clothing line. In another lifetime. What's going on, Dante? Roadkill says if they're doing immigration play, how funny would that be over the wall? I mean, it would be pretty funny. I'll be like, that makes sense why he took my hat. All right, let's go with the first story here. Helldivers 2 update sees players returning in droves. If you guys like what I do here, we just cover news stories. If it's gaming, entertainment, random shit, right? We're a morning show. We're just a morning show, getting you through your couple hours of your day. If you're at work, you're at home, whatever, just give you entertainment. So if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay, Helldivers 2 update sees players returning in droves. Helldiver 2 players' numbers are higher than they been in the last year following a Heart of Democracy update. Okay, Helldivers 2 player numbers are looking pretty healthy following the release of the latest update, Heart of Democracy, reaching peaks of the game hasn't seen since the initial post-release rush. Despite a rocky first year of release, was it really rocky? Here's what I don't like about when they say rocky first year. The original Helldivers max players was 1 million players. 1 million, right? Helldivers 2 sold like 10 to 12 million, if not more, okay? It's not even in the same stratosphere to say rocky first year. They sold 10 to 12 million units before Sony kicked in the door and was like, get out of the house, okay? So rocky first year of release. The higher player numbers show Arrowhead efforts to turn the game around are working. If they did nothing, right? Let me look up. Let's look up this real fast. Oh. Keyboard's too far away. Helldivers Steam charts. We'll go with this one. Okay. 158,000 15 months ago. 108,000 right now, 163,000 in the last 24-hour period. Even this number right here is 10 times, 15 times higher than anything that they did the first game. Okay? So to say that, rocky numbers, players, Arrowhead turns around the game, like they're super successful. They could just shut down the game and make the next game because they're so successful with the game they've created. Okay. Helldivers 2 creative director said that showing almost 198,000 concurrent players online, calling it potentially the largest simultaneously return of players for Helldivers, adding that the team did a mega job on the update. He later added that there was also around 2.5 million Helldiver playing the game every week and anticipated seeing more players join following the most recent update. Like, listen to that. 2.5 million players per week. This is before the update. Okay? So since then, Arrowhead Game Studio has worked hard to improve the game and regain the players' trust with the CEO. Okay, now, and how the swing from it's so over to we're so back. But it was never over. They're averaging 80,000. 102,000. Right? They weren't struggling. Sure, they went down and they went back up, right? And then they went back down. This is just normal gaming, okay? Even at the lowest numbers is still 10 times more, almost 10 times more than what they had with the original. Okay. It says the latest update, Heart of Democracy, brings the fight closer to home as Illuminate's ships lay siege to Super Earth. Players have been tasked with killing 2.5 billion aliens to defend their homeworld, and that's just the start what Arrowhead has planned in the battle for Super Earth. Look, I've said it before, and right now currently it's on sale for $27.49, down from $40. So it's a May Madness sale. I said this when the game originally came out. People wanted to know like the roadmap, and people wanted to know different things. I said, don't say anything. Do exactly what you're doing inside this game from the very beginning, where they make it like propaganda with inside the game world itself and saying they're being invaded and bring people back like instantaneously. Don't lead up to it. Don't lead up to it and say, oh, we got something big coming, even though they said you're going to shit your pants. Okay, just bring an update in and be a part of the story. I think this particular game has something that no other game can do because of the style of game it is. It's a PvE game. It's an extraction PvE game, okay, with story elements, but it's not really story, but you make the story. Like us as the community make the story, which is the coolest part about this game, because based on if we win or lose, they can change the certain things. And we had long conversations about this last year when the game launched, and no other game can do this. Like Marvel's Rivals can't do what they're doing, right? Destiny can't do what they're doing. This particular game, because it's a war game and it's constantly swaying back and forth with the factions and whatnot, they could make things happen and let us be a part of the story. And if we succeed, we feel like we've changed the story, the fate of the story, which is pretty cool. So I think they should keep that the way it is. Look, I think this game is still a fantastic game, even though I'm not playing it. I think they have something special here, and it was sad that Sony had to say, hey, everyone, stop having fun. Can you real quick, I know everyone's in here having drinks and stuff, but can you take this piece of paper and can you sign it real quick? Because we just want to make sure everyone's is having fun, is of age. And you're like, what? No, we don't want to do that. Now, obviously, they're not checking ages, but they wanted you to make a Sony PlayStation account. And everyone's like, we just want to have fun, man. Shut up. No one's, we're not taking the time to take a survey. Okay, we're not doing that. Kind of ruined and sucked the air out of the room. And now that wasn't based on the game. The game wasn't getting stale. The game wasn't getting shit on because of what was happening in the game. Sure, they did nerfs and stuff like that, but the downscale went because of Sony, not because of Helldivers, right? And now they're making more content. It's been a year, right? Well, it's almost been a year since the sign up for PlayStation Network. People forgot Goldfish Brain, and now they're like, hey, look, we got Super Earth to protect. Come on back. This is a good time to protect. And they drop the you don't have to sign up for stuff anymore, right? So these are good things. I think this game is going to be here for a very long time. I think, 5 years is what they should be around for at least, right? I hope something like this keeps getting supported unlike like Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I wish was still being supported by the developers. I think Helldivers 2 can be supported for years and years to come because they can do so many things with this. Different scenarios, different factions, different things that they could do. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of this Helldivers 2? Are you going to be jumping back in? Somebody asked me, I think was it Breezy? Who was it? In Discord said, hey, are you coming back? Are you going to play Helldivers 2 on stream? I said, probably in a couple weeks or so. Like, I want to play it, but there's so many other games coming out, and, you know, you had your moment to shine. I think it's a great game. I recommend it. If you want to play it, go play it. It's a fantastic game. But there's so many games to play, and I just don't have time to play all these games. So maybe I go back and play it. Maybe I go try this out. But for the most part, I'm not going to dive back in and put another 50, 60 hours at this time. Again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Jay Breezy says it was me. It was you, right? Inside Discord? Travis says I might go back to it. Maybe depends on if they can stop getting other games. So probably not. Dolphin says the author of Haley Williams, isn't that the lead singer of Paramore? It's so warm in my room. The air conditioning. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. I forgot to set the thermostat down to a little bit during the day. Waterbear says, I'll be back starting tomorrow. I re-downloaded it for Democracy. There you go. Do your part. Do your part, Water. Robert Jones says, I hope we fail. This iteration of Super Earth has survived too long. Wait a minute. We have traitors amongst us. Robert Jones is hoping that Democracy fails. Democracy cannot fail, Jones. That's treason. That's treason. Guys, if you play with Robert Jones, make sure you take him out. He's looking to sabotage your crew. We have that's treachery. What's going on, Roic? Eclipse says, not to get on Game Pass, Microsoft gives them money, right, Travis? It's not like they would also just put it on there without permission. Oh, what are you guys talking about? If they put up what on Game Pass? Manage democracy? Yeah, like, look, last night we were playing, I was playing Roadcrafter. I'm really enjoying the game. And then Aku joined, and then Sarge joined. And that game went from, like, having fun to having a blast. I love the fact that we were, like, all working together, and, like, that's the co-opness of that. That's Helldivers, man. Helldivers is fun as fuck when you're playing by yourself, but it's a goddamn blast when you're playing with a group. If Helldivers wanted me to shit my pants, I said this on GXG, they would have to make it where it's like Starship Troopers, the game, where you're like 16 people on the map, and we're all having a mini war instead of 4 people, because that would be awesome. That would be super entertaining. Waterbear says that would be cool if they had hidden aliens dressed as human soldiers who try to sabotage your mission later on. Oh, that'd be interesting, Water. That would be really interesting. Oh, metaphor? Okay. Roic says HD2 is a lot of fun, or Helldivers 2 is a lot of fun with friends. Never tried it with random people. I tried it with a couple of random people. Some people are assholes, and some people are really fun to be with, right? But for the most part, it's a good experience. Eclipse said, well, last week he said Space Marines 2 was so much better than Helldivers. I think Travis is a bandwagoning fan. Well, probably. That's not what I'm saying, Travis. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying make it where it's just more people on the map. It'd just be fun. Say what you want about Starship Troopers. It's a blast when you have 16 people and it actually works. They need some boss fights. I mean, technically there are boss fights. Well, not really a boss fight, but there's harder enemies to kill. El Dente says, I played Helldivers 2 with divers, and we basically role play the whole time, which is something that I can't do when playing with friends. It's true. Eclipse says, I'm surprised that Super Earth thing isn't more people, like make it 10 people or something. Right, that's what I'm saying. Just make the groups bigger. And if it's not like groups of 4, maybe make like 3 groups of 4, right? 2 groups of 5, 4 groups of, or 3 groups of 4, right? Maybe like 12 people on the map. So you're like doing different things, working together. You know what I mean? That would be really interesting in Helldivers. Helldivers 2 was game of the year for me last year. I mean, I had a blast playing. I mean, we put 50 hours in real fast in that game. I like it. I thought it was great. Even playing on like a lower difficulty level, just going around and like exploring and finding the different caches and stuff like that. Even the real currency inside the game, so you can like unlock the premium passes and stuff. I think that's a really good idea. Best part out of it is random friendly fire thing can happen. So funny. Yeah, when you're playing with randos, sometimes there's people that go rogue and they like murder everybody. But if you're running in front of people or you're trying to, I mean, we had that one match last year when I was running and I was getting attacked by everything and I was staying alive and I was out of bullets, and then someone called in a thing. I picked up their gun. It was a blast, man. For like 20 minutes straight, I was just being chased and trying to stay alive. It was so good. Robert Jones says, I played Starship Troopers the other day, and it was meh. Helldivers and Starship Troopers to me now? Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying that Starship Troopers with the 16 players, I wish that Helldivers had something like that. Helldivers is a far superior game than Starship Troopers. Eclipse says, I can't agree with you, Jones. I love Starship Troopers. The performance needs to get a bit better for sure, but I love it. Yeah, the performance is what knocks it down for me, Eclipse. Right now, this is why Helldivers is much a better game. Performance. Did you hear about the team over at Saber Interactive allowing full mod support for Space Marines 2? Someone also made where you can play. Yeah, Sarge has been sending me. We're at the cusp right now, Waterbear, where Sarge has been sending me videos of Space Marines 2, of the 12 things on PC, like the mods. And he's ready. He's like, if it goes on sale, or he might pick it up. So we're going to play it sometime this year. Okay, we're going to play it sometime this year. And we'll probably play it on PC. Hopefully I can get my new PC sometime late this year. Sarge was talking about it last night. Yeah, he loves it. He's ready. He's actually thinking about even picking up Helldivers, right? So we're playing Borderlands now, but he's thinking about picking up Helldivers. We're playing Roadcraft. We might play Roadcraft tonight. We might play Borderlands 3 tonight, but he's itching for something where it's like a cooperative like war-based type of thing. Dolphin says, Sarge is like, hey, bro, doesn't this look cool? Hoping 30 caves. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to break me down, right? And look, I said Space Marines 2, I'll pick up once the content comes out. So we have, a couple more months, because August is when it's been out for 1 full year, and that's probably when we'll play it. Once that last Horde mode comes out, is the Horde mode out yet? Arbiter says he's going to enjoy the blood and guts in Space Marines 2, sheer overwhelming numbers in both Space Marines 2 and Helldivers 2. Rogues has been playing Borderlands 3 again, almost max level with Zane. Nice. Mo's doing his daily spamming of hashtags. What's going on, Mo? Oh, you guys can't hear it.
Xbox in his veins, Game Pass in his soul, saying boot on net. Big Mad Mo, always got the key. When you pay, he plays, that's how it be. Xbox in his veins, Game Pass in his soul, saying boot on next season, that's how he rolls. Xbox invades enemy territories here. Watch out, PlayStation, you better fear. Less is more, nah, we charging more. Game Pass on deck, we ready to explore. When you pay, I play, that's the rule. No time for delays, I'm running it cool. If you build it, they'll come, trust the vision. Boot on next season's now the mission.
When you pay, I play, that's the motto. Xbox power, making games feel like lotto. Game Pass is king and it's always in effect. We're taking over, no need to second guess.
Okay. That's enough. That's enough. Mo's got his own entrance music. Yeah, he's got his own entrance music. It's like wrestling. It's like WWE. He starts to do the hashtags and I start playing the music. It's almost like Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Too bad Mo is a guy who be released from WWE Day One. Now you're insulting. You don't even know who Mo is. You don't even know who Mo is. You trying to say that Mo's out of shape? Trying to say that Mo couldn't kick your ass? I put my money on Mo. Just if you and Mo were fighting Travis, I put my money on Mo. And that's just based on voice alone. Because I've heard Mo speak and I've heard you speak. You're getting your ass kicked. Yeah. Mo's I'm gonna kick your ass. Yeah, hashtag I stand with Mo. And Mo's lost 40 pounds. He's slimming down. He's becoming quick. Getting slender. He's got probably got longer reach too. I don't know. How tall are you, Mo? Water says, but in the bottom line, because Big Mad Mo said so. I would also 6'2". I think Mo was also in the military, if I'm not correct. He was in the armed services at one point, right, Mo? Travis has got a shotgun. I was still going to bet on Mo. I don't do fist fighting. I'm not a caveman. Yeah, Mo's served our country for 10 years. My money's on Mo. Thank you for your service. All right. We already went over the Helldivers, 2.5 million players every week. That was just through a small little article from Inside Gaming, but they mentioned it in the other one. That's right. Mo was a real Helldiver. Oh, were you in the Air Force? I bet you and my uncle. My uncle was in the Air Force as well. You guys would get along and tell stories. It's funny because my cousin, he was I believe a Marine, and his father was in the Air Force. And boy, let me tell you, when we hang out with them, they just constantly give shit to each other. Were you playing Roadcrafter till 4 a.m. or did you play a different game, Sarge? They call them chair force. Yeah. Yeah. They rag on each other all the time, Water. They rag on each other all the time. And then my cousin's getting married next month, and the guy she's marrying, I believe he was part of the army, infantry unit, whatever, right? So all three of them now, when they talk to each other, they just, one gives shit to this person, the other person gives shit to this person, the other person gives shit to that person. It's like rock, paper, scissors. All right, let's go to the next story. Today's show is going to be a little shorter. We're going to end around 11:30, 11:45. I got a play to go to for my son. Just a reminder for people that are just walking in. Walking in? Logging in? I don't think you're walking in. Like, no one's actually here. All right. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts has done a milestone for Marvel. Okay, we do love movies here. Now, I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I have no interest in a Marvel film in theaters. I haven't watched a Marvel movie in theaters. The last movie I watched in theaters was Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. After I watched that, basically I said I'm done until they prove to me they can do back-to-back movies that are actually good. They have yet to prove that to me. Okay, so obviously Captain America, Brave New World came out, garbage. Thunderbolts people liked, but it didn't intrigue me, and people didn't go watch it. It's the second lowest film of earnings ever. And remember, we went through a year of a span where people weren't going to the theater because they couldn't, and now people can, and they choose not to. Okay, so Thunderbolts is the second lowest earnings in MCU film. And then we have Fantastic Four coming out, which is shaping up to look not so good. So I'm not going to go watch that in theaters either. Okay. So I'll wait for you guys to tell me if it's good or not, and I'll wait for it to come to Disney Plus. Now, the next movie that's up in the air that I watch in theaters is the next Avengers film, which comes out next year. But following they have to show me two movies that were good, there aren't any other movies coming out. So Doomsday, I don't think I'm going to watch in theaters, okay? Because they come out so fast, and Marvel's just... I also heard today that they might recast... This is not part of this story, but they might recast the X-Men for the next X-Men movie. So much so that they're talking about making Magneto. Denzel Washington is rumored to be trying to get the role of Magneto. And then they want to race swap Professor X. And I'm like, why are we doing this? First of all, Magneto is a white Jewish man, okay, who was in the Holocaust, which takes a completely different story spin if you make Denzel Washington Magneto, okay? Because obviously I don't think you can do the same story of the Holocaust. Now, I get it. They're trying to modernize it or whatnot. And then Professor Xavier is a white man who's British, highly educated, and the reason that he gives back to what he is because he's put in a position where he can do this, and that's what he does. And now you're going to recast him. I don't know why Marvel keeps doing this, but they're doing it. Okay? They'll race swap everybody, but except for the people that... So, like, if they make Magneto and Professor Xavier black, they're not going to change Storm to white. You know what I mean? Like, they won't do it that way. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the future. They're still like 2-3 years out from seeing anything about the X-Men, but Doomsday is coming out next year, which will set up, obviously, the X-Men films coming out. But let's get to the story at hand. Thunderbolts hits milestones as second lowest earnings in MCU film. It's by Paul Tassi. He says this article was published on 5/19 and republished on 5/21. A lot of people don't do this, right? Because he published it once and then kind of changed it. He says, I think Marvel is going to have come to terms with a certain portion of the MCU are not returning to their former glory, no matter the quality of the film. Thunderbolts is great. It's also hovering near the absolute bottom of the MCU box office, even if it passes a milestone of $300 million globally, now at $325 million. That makes it the second lowest earnings MCU film at present, depending on if you count The Incredible Hulk, which I think is kind of cheating. But if so, third worst. Here's a list as it stands. So number one, we got the Marvels, which is dead last. Then we have Thunderbolts at $325 million. Then we have Captain America, the first Avenger, at $370. Now, this is not including inflation, okay? Black Widow, which this is during COVID. Remember, this is during COVID, and it made more money. The Eternals made $402 million, which also lost $200 million. Captain America Brave New World made $415 million, close to what I said it was going to make. Okay, I said 450. I think I said I would have to go back and check. But it also lost about $150 million. Then we have Thor at 449, Ant-Man and the Wasp 476, Ant-Man at 519, and Thor the Dark World at 644. So this is bottom of the bin here. Bottom of the bin. Everyone says they liked the movie. They thought it was a good movie. It's got here, we'll go to Rotten Tomato real fast. Right? It's got good ratings across the board. It's not that people didn't enjoy it. People that saw it thought it was good. Okay? It's got an 88% and a 94%, right? That's pretty close. Usually we have one side likes it, the other side doesn't. If it's reviewers to regular moviegoers, and they're pretty good, right? So we're at like a 91% right now. If you combine the 94 and the 88. So that's a good movie. Now, I'm excited to see this, but not in the theater, right? I'm going to wait for it to come out onto Disney Plus, and if I enjoy it, that's one, right? That's one. And then if Fantastic Four comes out, and it comes to Disney Plus, and I like it, that's two. And if those both I like and I think they're good, then I'll go watch Doomsday myself. Okay? It says, at its current trajectory, Thunderbolts may pass Black Widow, which spawned three of its cast members as the first Captain America and MCU was just taking off. It'd be surprised if it reached Eternals. The Marvels, nothing is as bad as The Marvels, which is actually a pretty good movie starring one of the best cast heroes in the MCU, which is Miss Marvel. She's a really good actress. She was the best part about the TV series, okay? But I just didn't think it fit Marvel, okay? Brie Larson, Captain America, who had previously made $1.1 billion in her solo film, Bizarre. Yeah, but come on, Paul. Come on, Paul. We know why it made $1.1 billion. They took that movie and they sandwiched it between Infinity War and the Endgame. And people were hyped. We're talking about 15 years of excitement building up, or 13 years of excitement building up to year 14 for Infinity War. Okay, and then Marvels came out, and then Avengers Endgame came out. That was the pinnacle of what Marvel was at that moment. Okay, say what you want about the movies, if you like the movies or not, but sandwiching this in between those two movies is the reason that this made $1.1 billion, not because it's that good of a movie. Okay, it says, do I care how much money Disney makes? I do not, he says, but I fear movies like this failing will prevent them from experimenting more in the future. Thunderbolts is being held up as a new standard of quality in the MCU, but I wonder if its actual projects like it will continue to exist. Well, here's the thing. I also don't care if Disney makes money. I also don't care if any corporation makes money. What I do care about as a customer is if the thing that I want to watch is entertaining, doesn't preach to me, doesn't talk down to me. Okay, now I'm not saying that they did any of this for Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts came out pretty unscathed as far as telling you that you don't like it because you're misogynistic, sexist, racist, anything like that, right? There's no big changes of race swapping or whatnot talks about, right? They just made a movie. They just advertised the movie. The actors didn't talk down to you because they were advertising the movie. They just said the movie. So now we stand where, okay, Marvel didn't talk because Captain America, he opened his mouth and kind of ruined it as well. Okay. They didn't say anything bad with Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was just out. So does Marvel go back to this recipe of, I don't know, just promote a movie? Tom Cruise comes out and just promotes his movie. He's not talking about what's happening in the world and all these other things. He's like, hey, we're just making a piece of entertainment. So do I care they make money? No, I don't. I just care about a good product. I want to give you money and be entertained without being preached to or talked down to. So what do? Do they make the next thing? This doesn't mean experimental. This just means that this should show them this is a, what is this? What happened to, in video game terms, Marvel's Avengers came out, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game, came out. And because this Marvel's Avengers came out was bad, this got punished, okay? Because Guardians of the Galaxy is a pretty good game, but it got punished because of this. Same with Star Wars, right? So The Last Jedi came out, and because it was so bad, Solo and every other movie after that got punished because of this. So Marvel's in this situation right now because of all these other movies and TV shows that they did, made this movie, The Thunderbolts, bad. Because people are like fed up with it. They just want to have an entertaining movie. Now, the people that went to go see this finally saw a movie that was entertaining, and they like it. Now they want to see more. But this is just one stepping stone, right? One data point. And this is why I'm saying, like, I'm not going to go see Fantastic Four. Now, I see from outside going, okay, I see what the reviewers said. 88%. People that saw it, 93%. Okay? So I look at that and go, great. That tells me that people liked it. I'll wait for it to come on television, watch it. If I like it, great. Data point number one, right? Fantastic Four could come out, could be raving reviews, and I'll be like, great. Number two, then next year when when Avengers Doom comes out, okay, that's when I go see that. I forgot the name of the goddamn thing. Doomsday, Jesus Christ. When Doomsday as Avengers comes out, that's when I'll go see that in the thing. He says, fortunately for the Marvels, they have films coming that seem to be inevitable high earners. Fantastic Four, a new Spider-Man, and 2 Avenger films, which just released Deadpool and Wolverine, but the future of MCU seems somewhat in a flux. And you are not going to see any more 1.1 billion Captain Marvel or 644 million for the worst Thor movie. Okay, I love Thunderbolts, high quality to be rewarded with higher earnings, but also I suppose it's enough that it exists at all. He says, I just hope that we don't lose more projects like this in the future just because it's not a major characters. Okay, I can't see us getting a Miss Marvel movie or a Kate Bishop movie or just, what the hell? Or just maybe jammed into a Young Avengers film, and that won't be as good. Perhaps I'm pessimist, and also things that could be also okay after all. It says, update, obviously, only 2 days have passed, and Thunderbolts is not at 328 million up front for the initial 325 million, but it's going too slow to slow down a whole lot from here. Yeah, it's done. This movie is done. I said this last week. This weekend, Lilo and Stitch comes out, and Mission Impossible comes out. Both of them are getting really good reviews, so this movie's done. This won't see another dime, basically. So it's going to be paused under 328. It might make to 340. Might make it to 340. And if it goes to 340, we're talking 325. Yeah, it's not gonna surpass Captain America, the First Avenger. It's done because of Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch coming out. Okay, so let's see here. Green Herners. It says I love Thunderbolts. Okay, so however, it's about to smack into one of the big problems in the future box office prospects. The fact that Tom Cruise Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning will be released this Thursday night, just 2 days from now, is a massive blockbuster and allegedly the final film in the franchise. I think it's the final film in the franchise, but they'll probably hand it off to somebody else, obviously. I believe that when I see it, and when the Thunderbolts only getting a third Final Destination haul last weekend, this seems to be going to drop fast. The problem here is that it may not end up passing Captain America and Black Widow after all. No, it's not. It's not going to pass them. Long term, maybe. It can crawl there, but it's also some absolute domination competition it now has to deal with. It's not going to surpass them because it's going to come out of theaters super fast. Okay? I would say that we'll see the Thunderbolts on Disney Plus before Fantastic Four comes out. Okay. One bright spot is a recent rumor from an insider says Yelena is actually going to end up on Sam Wilson's official Avengers team. It doesn't seem like the two rival Avenger teams will be also a major plot point in Doomsday. Given that everything else is going on, besides her, I'd also be pretty stunned if Bucky didn't make his cut as well. Other Thunderbolts have indeed been confirmed for the film, but whether or not the official Avengers or not remains to be seen. So there you go. It's unfortunate that if the movie is good, I haven't seen it myself. You guys say that you guys saw it. Some of you have saw it and said it was a really good film. It's unfortunate that a good movie doesn't succeed, but you know what? It's just what it is. Sometimes there's content out there that is good, but people don't watch it. This is why it's a numbers game, okay? Sometimes you put 10 movies out there, 3 movies make money, 1 movie makes a lot of money, 7 movies fail, okay? I might make 100 videos. One of those videos might take off and show more light on my channel. But the other 99 basically were garbage, right? And that's just the way it is, right? That's entertainment. Pieces of entertainment that you put out doesn't mean because you put it out that it's going to be successful. It's not going to mean that everyone has to go watch it. It's just what it is. I've said this, and I've said this 1,000 times. I worked in the industry for almost 20 years, just shy of 20 years, okay? It's what have you done for me lately? It doesn't matter what happened 10 years ago. It happens to do now. So if Marvel was sucking for the last decade and they make one good film, what have you done for me lately? Deadpool came out. People are like, oh, well, that seems good, right? That's nice. Okay. I totally forgot about Deadpool, right? Deadpool was a fun movie. That's the first data point. That was the first. I watched that. I was like, oh, that's good. So now this could be good. That could be the second data point. And if Fantastic Four fails, well, then we minus one because it has to have two back-to-back that are good films, okay? And right now they're there, but then Fantastic Four comes in and it could break the streak, okay? But again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of Thunderbolts? Did you watch it in theaters? Did you enjoy it? Do you think that Marvel can turn around, or do you think this is just a speed bump? This is a flux of that's just positive, and then it's just go right back down to being negative that it has been the last 5 years. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know in the live chat. And what do you think? Do you think Fantastic Four is going to be a good movie, or do you think it's going to bomb at the box office like these other ones have done this year as Captain America Brave New World and now Thunderbolts? Both of these movies have lost money, probably up to $150 to $200 million a piece. Again, see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. All right. Let me scroll back up here and see what you guys are saying. Waterbear says, Thunderbolts was good, even though it wasn't the Thunderbolt team that we wanted, led by the Thunderbolts Ross. That would also made at least $1 billion. Travis says, great movie. Brainchild says, Tom Cruise could hand it off to the guy from Kingsman. I think they also could do as well in that role. If you watch the last one, what's her name? Haley Atwell, the one that plays Peggy Carter, right? She was in the last movie, and I thought she did a really good job. She also, I guess, spoiler alert, obviously she becomes an agent. Now, I haven't seen that part 2. I would assume that she's in it, right? They could maybe hand it off to her in the future. I don't know. I'm just guessing. They could make her the next Mission Impossible star. Since Disney's not doing anything with her with Captain, what's it called? Captain Carter? No, not Captain Carter. What the hell? Man, my brain's off today. What's her character's name? Not Captain America. It's Captain Britain? No. Oh, for fuck's sake. Chat, my brain is completely and utterly screwed up today. You just said Peggy? No, but she plays... No, not Captain Britain. What's her character name of the female version of Captain America? What the hell? Is it Captain Carter, isn't it? Holy Christ. It is Carter. Okay, so I wasn't completely destroyed in my brain. Yeah. I was like, is it Captain Carter? Is it Captain... All right, let me just scroll back up. Roadkill says they got the Bucky run the Avengers. Now Sam, like, come on, guys. Could have had Sam run it, but as the Falcon, not as Captain America. Exactly, Roadkill. Exactly. Sarge says nobody's pissed this much money away for back-to-back failures unless they think this is in. Well, right, you have Snow White in there as well. They're down like $700 million in 3 films this year. Jesus. I'm gonna say it's the most generic thing to explain something that Spider-Man is born as hell boring as hell. All does is sling his webs. Jason says Tom Cruise is crushing it for this promotion for Mission Impossible. I saw a video of him talking to the movie theater staff. The guy knows how to be good. He should run for Hollywood, like running Hollywood, right? Tom Cruise, people gave him shit years ago for when he was with, what was her name? His wife, Kate from Dawson's Creek. I forget her last name. But they gave him shit, man, all those years ago. Okay? And then all of a sudden, now he's saving Hollywood. Steven Spielberg even said that he is saving Hollywood. He's saving cinema. He knows he just wants to entertain, man. He just wants to entertain. Roadkill says, yeah, Fantastic Four, it's too much of the WandaVision shit. We live in the depressing times. I need a dark, gritting fucking Doctor Doom rising up and breaking the world in half. Let's see here. Brain says, are you also not insulted him by saying Hulk sucks? He's based Hulk. His life is also about how he gets angry, and he also needs to control it. Tom Cruise is not going to let people keep making Mission Impossibles if that is his Tom Cruise mission or miss. I think he will hand it off to the right person. I don't know. When I saw her in the last one, I was like, I could see them handing him off to her because I knew it was the last one. Roadkill says, yes, it's Captain Carter. Thank you. They canceled Kit Harington's Black Knight movie as well. I was looking forward to that too. Well, they canceled that. They canceled the Blade movie. The Blade movie's been in limbo, Brain. Like, why? How do you not make a Blade movie? Like, how stupid is this? They're like, I don't know. We got to rewrite Blade. Can't have Blade in Blade movie. They rewrote it like 3 times and they canceled it. It's been 5 years since they said something. Like, I don't understand. How do you, as a studio, okay, you own all these franchises. You own all of these IPs, and you just sit on your hands like, yeah, we're going to make this, and then don't make it. Katie Holmes. Thank you, Titan. Good morning, Titan. First Marvel movie I went to sleep on was The Eternals. The Eternals was bad, man. Just imagine, right? Black Widow, right? First of all, there was Wonder Woman for DC. Then Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals. All those movies, man. I was like, what is happening right now to Marvel? Everyone likes Shang-Chi. I'm sorry. Shang-Chi's first 2 acts were good, not great. Last third act was terrible, and they should have made the movie about his father and not about Shang-Chi. Much better character. Sergeants, they can't make Blade, really? Get the fuck out of here. No writers. They can't read comics. They're constantly trying to DEI fucking everything. No, the reason, Travis, the reason that Ali, so the first writer was trying to, they were putting Blade in the background of a Blade movie, right? So you got to remember, 5 years ago when they were writing this and trying to do stuff, they were trying to add a female character into the thing, and she was going to be the main protagonist, basically, and Blade was like the jangling the keys to get you in to watch the type of thing, right? Then they scrapped that. Then they came back and they wanted to do something else, and they were going to make a Blade movie with other characters as well, and it should just be about Blade. Blade should be Blade. Sort of like Superman should be Superman, but, you know, we'll see. That's another reason, though, right? So Brainchild says, because when the guy had for Blade, they also shot some scenes, but then Wesley Snipes did Blade in Wolverine and Deadpool, and execs saw that people wanted Snipes as Blade. Right, that was a whole other thing. So they didn't want to introduce him because of the multiverse type of stuff. But they went through like 3 different writers, 2 different directors. They can't figure out what they want to do with Blade. How hard is it? Blade kills vampires. Make it happen. Tell a story about Blade killing vampires. Done. At the end, tell a story, and at the end, introduce a character. Make sequel. Done. Jason says, nah, it's because they were going to be, there it is, right? Going to be about his daughter, and Blade was going to be a side character. That's it. See, I forgot what the character was, but they were going to make it about the girl protagonist more than Blade itself. Yeah, not R-rated. Eclipse says it's going to be a hot take, but the only Marvel movie I fell asleep was Infinity War. Had to rewatch it. Infinity War was like the Empire Strikes Back of the Marvel like franchise, right? It was just a downer, man. Everyone just dies at the end. Sarge says, here's some good news. I think bill passed that says no tax on tips or overtime. That is huge for all city service jobs and hospitality people. Doesn't that just mean that everyone's going to add for more tips now, Sarge? I mean, I'm okay with it as far as no tax on tips, but I feel like more people are going to ask for tips. Like I had a situation yesterday. We went to this food truck place over here, okay? And when you order food, I'm ordering my food. No one's coming over to me, okay? So it's like a sit-down area. You can't walk up to the food trucks, okay? So the food trucks are like lined up. You sit down at the table, you scan the QR code on your phone, okay? You order your food, then I got to go pick up the food. I got to bust my own tables. I got to get my own drinks. I got to throw away my own shit, okay? Like, I got to do all this stuff myself, but then they have the audacity to ask me for a 15% tip. And I'm like, what the fuck am I tipping you for? Right? I'm not tipping you because you have the food trucks here. I'm not tipping you because you have drinks here. I'm not tipping you because you have a business here. That's included in the price of the actual food and stuff, right? So I feel like they're gonna take advantage of that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Jason says Moon Knight was garbage. I agree. We did a breakdown. I used to do a weekly show. I did a whole breakdown of Moon Knight. Waterbear says, this might be the issue with the Superman movie as well. Introducing too many characters and making Superman appear as weak. Well, here's the thing. Even if they show them for 5 seconds and they're not really in the movie, they're just using it to tease, that's my problem. They're using all of these other people to kind of draw you in, where all you need for a Superman film, wait for it, is Superman. Aku says, yes, no tax on tips, and hopefully no tax on OT soon, too. Krebsy says, let's not introduce Mephisto in Multiverse of Madness, but instead let's introduce him in Ironheart because that makes sense, right? You haven't seen Ironheart's going to be the Concord for Marvel. That's what Ironheart's going to be. It's going to be the Concord of Marvel, or for Marvel. You're looking at it, Rom? People that work for actual tips, not people who put a tip jar out. Those are the people that are also telling you the government about the tip jar. No, I get that. What I'm saying is, Sarge, I'm not saying the people like that work in the service industry. What I'm saying is people are going to take advantage of the tips, right? They're going to take advantage of the tips. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's no reason that where I went yesterday, I would tip anybody. Robert Jones says no tax on tips means actually they need less tips, approximately 20% less. Aku says, 30, I forgot to ask for a 20% tip for showing up and helping last night. Oh. Well, here you go. There's a tip. It's about the friends you made along the way. It's about the friends you made along the way. Crowded says they forgot to put Moon Knight in the Moon Knight TV show. He showed up for like 4 scenes for a screen time total of like 3 minutes. Brainchild says, I don't even think the Ironheart comic line even ran long enough to introduce new villains. Yeah, it was a union job. I was gonna tip you, Aku, last night, but then I saw the road work you did with the dozer, and I'm gonna have to back pay. I'm gonna have to take that away from you. When I came around the corner, I was like, because I was driving, I was like, oh, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I'm just smoothing out the road. And I was like, ah, cool. And then I came across the bridge. And I saw where the small little hole was, and then I saw what you made, and I was like, oh. I was like, you're not fixing the road. You're destroying it. I was like, just get out. Just get out of the vehicle. I'll fix it. Ironheart is DOA. Didn't even get the logic making the show about a character. They filmed it in 2021. It's 2025. She's going to be super old, right? She's aged 4 years, 5 years in real life. They haven't showed anything. The last time we saw her was in Black Panther 2. And then she just kind of showed up. No reason. They just brought her in just to show, just to have her show up. Right, Roadkill. You use self-checkouts asking for a tip. It's like, what? And I thought, food trucks back in the day, because we went to, it's a food truck place, but it's an established building. Like you get the drinks at the location, but then there's the food trucks. And food trucks used to be cheap or cheaper. Now, I'm buying food from a food truck. It's more than a fucking 5-star restaurant. To take my family to a food truck, the bill's like $60. It's like, what are we doing? Krabby says, sorry, our movie sucks. It's the tariffs' fault. But the movie was filmed before the tariffs. Shh. Tariffs were in Hollywood. Travis says, 30 real talk, live action Anthem. Could be cool. Nah, I don't care. Don't care. That would bomb at the box office. Yeah, don't question it. Don't question it. Shh. It's the tariffs. All right. This next story, this is actually pretty it's pretty cool. But at the same time, speaking of like Hollywood, talking about how, the union thing we talked about yesterday with James Earl Jones and how the SAG-AFTRA is trying to get stuff there. Hollywood is done. Okay, and this is coming from a guy who worked in the film industry. Okay? When I tell you that AI exponentially is getting better and better and better, and you guys are like, nah, it's gonna be years off. You can tell 30. You can tell when it's AI. You can tell when it all looks stupid. You can tell because it's got 6 fingers, and you can tell it's never gonna be. Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you to Flow. AI-powered filmmaking with VO3. Okay, we're gonna watch a little video here. Okay, it's just 1:40.
I don't know if I'm on the right path, but I'm trying to find it. I'm questioning, searching, and then something shifts, and and I'm not trying anymore. I'm just doing. And all of the
I know,
pieces
Kennedy. I know.
start falling into place.
It all feels pretty clear in my head. I see these like flashes of possibilities, almost like I'm traveling through dimensions.
I'm looking down at myself and my characters in these different worlds, and it's almost coming to life on their own, even though I know I'm in control of that narrative. It feels like it's almost building upon itself at some point. You know, you could have an infinite amount of endings to your story.
So the work isn't built brick by brick by brick. It blooms like a spontaneous garden. It grows naturally, fully vibrant and complete.
I'm not forcing it. I'm just finding it. And that's when I know I'm in the right place.
Okay. Now, obviously, people are going to look at this and go, well, you can tell. Look at the blurriness and the fuzziness on the little edges, and you can see her fingers, and obviously it looks so fake. Do you guys understand? This scene right here, I'm just going to pick a scene, right? If I was a filmmaker, which I was, okay, this shot right here, for pre-production, okay, I write a script, and on that script I say, brunette in car, sedan, painting the roof. Okay, then I do a script breakdown and say, what do we need? Well, we need a car. We need some paint. Okay, we need, what is this? Right, I need a car. I need paint. We need the girl. We need a wardrobe. We need all this. Okay, we need a shot in the background. Right, we need all this stuff, which then cost money because I need to buy a car, pay rent, whatever. Then I got to buy the paints. I got to buy the wardrobe. We got to pay the actress, right? You know, there's a lot to go on with it. And all I wrote was woman painting roof in car. Okay. Now that breaks down to 7 to 10 people, crew, camera, lights, car, paint, art department, permits, all this stuff. That's tens of thousands, all depending on what you're doing with the video, okay? Now, all I have to do is type. Woman in sedan painting roof. Pa-ba, done, okay? And everyone's like, oh, well, it's taking jobs. Yes, it is taking jobs. Hence why X person worked in film, not currently working in film. I still have buddies that work in the film industry. There's still going to be people making movies. There's still going to be people doing this type of stuff. But now everyday person, you, me, that has thoughts, you wake up and you're like, man, I had the weirdest fucking dream. Well, you could take that and you could type it in to your computer and then you can make that come true. That's insane. It's insane. Okay, so let's watch a couple of other things. Okay, let me read this before we watch the other ones. Okay, it says, today we're introducing Flow, our new AI filming tool. It's built by the creatives, and it's only AI filmmaking tool custom designed for Google's most advanced models. VO, Image, Gemini. Flow can help storytellers explore their ideas without bounds and create cinematic clips and scenes for their stories. In early days, we're excited to shape the future of Flow with creative and filmmakers. Okay, which is just kind of funny because filmmakers means that you're actually filming something, right? So I wouldn't really call these filmmakers anymore. I would call these AI makers or AI filmmakers, because film uses film, right? Digital makers, filmmakers, right? So what's possible with Flow? Flow is inspired by what it feels like when it slows down the creation of effortless, iterative, and full of possibilities. It's custom designed for VO Google's state-of-the-art generative video model with the exponential prompt adherence to stunning cinematic outputs. Okay, excel in physical realisms behind the scenes. Gemini models make promoting intuitive, so you can also describe your vision in everyday language. You can also bring your own assets to create characters, or use Flow to make your own ingredients with the image's text-to-image capabilities. Once you create the subject or scene, you can integrate those same ingredients, into different clips. This is huge. This is huge. I've been actually doing this for about 6 months now. I've been trying to come up with different things and use it in different scenes, but it's super hard to get that same character and train the AI to do it. Well, now it's doing it automatically. Okay, so now I can take myself, make myself as an AI image, and then take that AI video now, character, and move it from scene to scene, okay, which is absolutely mind-boggling. Okay, so once you've created the subject or scene, you can now integrate those in the same ingredients into 2 different clips and scenes consistently, and you can also use this image and start a new shot, which is amazing. So you can take this, save the ingredient, take that, and then implement it inside the actual world, which you saw in the video, which different people, same car, but different people in the car. Okay, real quick. Day says, only matter of time. Skynet will be self-aware. $2 super chat. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. No, Skynet's the actual company, you know that, right? Day. Ron says AI might be able to save Concord in spirit. Yep, in spirit. It says key features to unlock your storytelling. Flow also comes in a range of features for professionals. Are also video just getting started. Camera controls master your shot with direct control over your camera motion, angles, and perspectives. Basically, this right here has obsoleted me from the film industry. Okay, I used to be a focus puller. Okay, so I used to actually do the compositions and stuff like that and actually pull focus in films. Okay, that's basically that's gone. Scene builder, seamlessly edit and extend your existing shots, revealing more of the action, transitioning to what happens next in a continuous motion and consistent characters. Okay. Asset management, easy manage to organize all of your ingredients and prompts. So basically you have your own prop department, but inside the computer. Okay. Flow TV, spark the creativity with ever-growing showcase of clips, channels, and content generated in VO. You can also see the exact prompts and techniques used in the clips you like to provide in a practical way to learn and adapt new styles. Now, I'm pretty sure I would assume that everything you make in this program, they own. So if you make a couch or whatever, Google probably owns it, and anyone else can actually use these props and things, these assets. Don't know that for sure, but this is to get started with Flow. Flow is an evolution of Video FX. The Google Labs experiment launched last year. Starting today, Flow is available to subscribers for our Google AI Pro or Google AI Ultra plans in the U.S., with more countries coming soon. Now, Google AI Pro gives you a key flow feature of 100 generations per month, and Google AI Ultra gives you the highest usage limits and early access to VO3, a native audio generation bringing environmental sounds and character dialogue directly into video creations. It says how we're collaborating with filmmakers. As we go groundbreaking technology, we're also understanding the full potential of AI, which is the end of the world, basically. Don't trust anything you see. Okay? You shouldn't do that now anyway, right? I'm not even real. I'm AI. Not really. Okay. Emergence of these tools and also enable help with new wave of filmmakers. Again, I wouldn't really call them filmmakers. More easily tell the stories. By offering filmmakers early access to Flow, like, for instance, I'm not a musician because I make AI music. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't call myself a musician because I'm making music. Because I'm not really making the music. I'm typing words, the dialogue, and they're turning that into lyrics. And it turns into what I think are pretty good songs, okay? So am I a composer now? Perhaps, but in a completely different way. Because if you call me a composer, then it would take away from people that are actually composing music. So by offering filmmakers early access to Flow, we're also able to better understand how the technology could best support integrate their own creative workflows. We're also woven insight to Flow. Here are some filmmakers partnered with at the end of the short films developed by using Flow. Okay, so here's one short here. Let's watch this one. This is a 4-minute short, all done with Flow.
Two adopted brothers face to face for the...
Why won't it go full screen? There we go.
First time in forever. Attention.
Like, obviously, you can see that it's AI. Again, we know it's AI because I told you it's AI, but you can see how far we've come from just 6 months ago.
thick enough to slice with a sharpened katana. But let's take a trip back in time before these two reunited. Both lived very different lives.
All of this is AI. All of this is AI. It's not bits and pieces. Everything you see is AI.
But somehow, they were drawn back together. Meet Liam Callahan. The mohawk, not a face, the jacket, been through 5 fires and a small war. He's the kind of bloke who orders shots before the fight starts. Ex-elite sniper, ex-everything really. Muay Thai brawler, former lead singer of a punk rock band called Meat Confetti. He's wrestled Reptile.
Here's the problem I see. Here's the problem I see with everyone who's a filmmaker now. Because before, just like everyone could be a YouTuber, everyone could be a streamer, everyone could be a musician, everyone could be a writer, okay? The problem is if everybody in the world can be a filmmaker, how many filmmakers do you think are going to be successful in filmmaking? There's way too much content to consume to find out what's good or bad, right? So it's going to be very hard to break into any of these things anymore. Now you're just going to have everyone and their mother being a filmmaker because there's no barrier anymore. There's no high-end production studio that you need. You just need a computer, a phone.
Cracked ribs in 4 countries, and once broke out of a Siberian prison with shoelaces and a chocolate bar. Reckless, sure, but brilliant like lightning, loud, wild, and impossible to ignore. Call him chaos, call him mad, but never call him boring. Then there's Des Miller, known in certain circles.
Like, this is not a person. It's not a real person. So basically everyone's going to be a voice artist for films. So this person looks the way they look, but they're not real, right? And I can be the voice of Des Miller here.
Circles as the ghost, not because he disappears, because he never makes a sound. Ex-CIA black bag specialist. The man has 3 passports, 5 bank accounts, and 1 expression. He's out-negotiated warlords, outplayed billionaires, and once talked a cartel boss into surrendering with a look. If Liam's a hurricane, Des is a scalpel in a tailored coat. He doesn't improvise. He orchestrates. No mess, no noise, just results. Tonight they're back in the same room, sharing dinner, swapping stories, one-upping each other like only adopted brothers with a lifetime of grudges can. And just when the dessert menus hit the table, the ping. Same time, same client, same job. Each other.
Same job. Same job would be if they're going after the same person, but if they're each killing each other, then it's 2 different jobs. Just making, trying to make sense of it.
Now the wine's flying, knives are dancing, and New York's most exclusive restaurant is about to become a 5-star war zone. Two legends, one last force, and absolutely no reservations.
All right, we've seen enough of this one. All right, let's go to the other one. There's a couple of other ones that are here. All right, there's this one right here.
This stupid face? Yep, it's mine. And you're even lucky enough to catch me fighting my imposter syndrome in slow motion. You know, for the extra dose.
This is fucking amazing. This is fucking amazing. I'm so impressed, but at the same time, so scared at the exact same time.
Of drama. Wait, aren't we going a little ahead of ourselves? Maybe. Let me go back to the beginning. So, that's me again. Tiny human covered in stuff. As I grew up, my parents always encouraged creativity. Obviously drawing, but also painting. But to be honest, I think I landed somewhere between toddler with finger paints, an accident at a...
It's not called meat. It's like, hey, meat flow. It's not meat flow. It's just flow. It's just flow.
Paint factory. Books. So many books. 0 dates. Coincidence? Well, probably not. But also regular kid stuff.
Who needs Pixar?
I mean, at least for most of it. But the real education? Well, our extensive collection of VHS tapes, of course. They amassed hours of stories, and inexplicably, 3 hours of 1980s television adverts. It certainly explains some things. For me, stories were magic keys, unlocking doors to fantastic worlds hidden just beyond reality and significantly more interesting than, let's say, Tuesday. I wasn't just me anymore. I was a hero, a wizard.
Not only did he make the AI make this character, but he made fake television show the kids were watching.
I was anything. But today hits differently, and the careless days of my childhood are long gone. Why am I about to get smashed by my own insecurities, you ask? Well, to start with, I always struggle between bright, vibrant colors and bleak, sad, and rainy universes. It is choice paralysis, too many options, and it seems to be linked to our creativity, which is actually located here and also there. So, what if this endless journey through each and every single one of my inner worlds ends up, well,
Crazy.
absolutely nowhere? But also, what if I am actually defeated by these intrusive and exhausting thoughts? It's like being trapped in your own head. Am I a filmmaker? What do I know after all? You have absolutely no idea what you're doing. Stop this nonsense.
Story. It's a good story. All right, here's another one. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're gonna look at what you can do with this stuff. Yep. Look, movie making is about telling stories visually, right? And so far, they've done that. Are they filmmakers though?
Welcome to G-Star Learning. Who will take home the Golden Rock Award for Best Actress? Our dazzling pick, Eden Bright.
Some of those people, so his eyes all fucked up. It's the same face over here. Like, these faces look horrible. Fucking monstrosity.
Dazzling pick, Eden Bright. Boom! She's the dark horse surprise who captured our hearts and left us on the edge of our seats. A singer. A senator. A superstar. She's not just lighting up.
See, I disagree, El Nini. I don't think they are filmmakers because I think they have to come up with a new term. Because filmmakers use film. Filmmakers use cameras. Film is film. This is not film. I think the term needs to be completely changed because they're not filmmakers. I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just saying that the term filmmaker has adapted and evolved.
The stage? No. She's redefining the spotlight. We zeroed in on her absolutely stunning performance in Dear Nan. And even after wrapping it up, she vanished from the public eye for 6 whole months. So, will we catch her at the awards ceremony tonight? Stay tuned. The mystery is about to be resolved.
A message from mother. A message from mother. A message from mother.
The crazy part is every time I see a scene, my head, the way I've worked in the industry, I see it, the set design and what it takes and how much money and the breakdown of each thing. Like, we need a room filled with water. That would take hours to fill. The set design, everything, all gone because of just typing words on a thing. Let's go to the next one because I gotta.
I have been creating for as long as I can remember. I tend to go towards stories which might be a bit more dark sometimes. Mainly is because I have the feeling that there's a lot more to say.
I grew up watching the Michael Bays and the Ridley Scotts, and I always wanted to do big set pieces. And as you start your career as a director in Hollywood, you don't get to make those kind of movies right away.
My style is real futuristic and hyper modern. The reason why I love AI filmmaking so much is that it can...
See, she said it. AI filmmaking. I still wouldn't put film in there, but...
bring all kinds of my weird idea to life instantly.
I think in terms of visual first. The film I'm making right now is more of an introspective journey, a nod to creativity. How as a creator, how do I get started and how do I accept who I am?
I kind of made a name for myself in the AI community, being one of the first that were doing like super cinematic visuals. The short film I'm making is about 2 adopted brothers who have been globetrotting the world as international hitmen.
The title of my film is called Dear Stranger. It's a belated love letter to my grandmother.
For the first time in my life, I feel like I can make any film that I want to.
You can. I think it's awesome. Yeah, so there you go. Flow. Everyone thinks that they can tell what AI looks like, and there's no way. Remember, was it Ben Affleck? Just, I want to say like a month and a half ago, was interviewed, and he said that filmmaking, AI can't make films, and we're still, I think he said, like 10 years off before that happens, and they'll never capture what humans can do. This second story here, where the guy was telling the story about him and filmmaking or whatnot, he told a really good story there. Okay? Like, I feel like people are just closed-minded that it's never going to happen. We talk about this all the time with the horse and carriage compared to they made the first car, and they're like, that's never going to work. You think horse and carriage, this is going to last forever, and then it's not, right? Just like I said, cloud, and you're like, it's never going to happen because the infrastructure. This is why I say, and Sarge just said it, never say never, right? I never say never, okay? Because it's incredible how exponentially faster. Just last year, we were talking about the Will Smith, what the Will Smith eating spaghetti looked like from 2 years ago. And then last year, we looked at Will Smith eating spaghetti this year. And I said, give it 6 months. Now we're making short films. Short films turn to long films, right? There's no budget here. The mind is endless, and you could just type and do it away. Now, there is budgeting because you have to pay for stuff. I don't know what the actual price is, but this is insane. And that's saying that is that don't trust anything you see, okay? My only pushback on this, okay, now I understand they say meet flow, right? Flow, AI-powered filmmaking. I think the word filmmaking has to get changed. There has to be something else, right? Like, obviously, right now they make films with digital cameras and whatnot, but film has adapted and changed over the years, over the decades. And I just don't think that typing words on a writing a book doesn't make you a filmmaker, it makes you a writer. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could take Tolkien's work, copy and paste it into this and see what it comes up with, right? The AI is making the film. You're not making the film. I am not making the music. I am writing the words down, and the AI makes the music. This, okay, is not made by me. The words, okay, the words are written by me. But I did not make that music. I am not a songwriter. Okay, I am not a composer. For me to say that I'm a composer or I'm a music artist is robbing, okay, is robbing the people that actually do the actual work. Right? The term filmmaker has evolved. No, it's more than that, though, El Nini. If I'm typing words on a piece of paper or a computer screen, that doesn't make me a filmmaker. Right? Making a story, copying and pasting, because literally there's billions and billions of text out there that I could just take, put into a thing, and it can make a completely different story. Completely different story based on the words description and what art style I put it to, right? I could take the Lord of the Rings text, put it copy and paste inside the thing, and then change it from medieval to sci-fi, and I have a completely different, and I have no filmmaking whatsoever. All I did was copy pasta. Does that make you a filmmaker? I just feel that obviously everyone and anyone can make stuff now, which is cool. It's fantastic. But it waters down everything. You say Redneck Harry Potter, right? The guy that we showed, Redneck Harry Potter, on YouTube, where he makes all these different things with AI generated stuff, and you guys say, oh, we're super far along, or we're never going to get there. And then here we are with this next technology that makes it easier and easier. El Nini says, yes, it does. So copying and pasting. So, okay, let's talk about this, El Nini. So is the person that stole the art from the artist, that copy and paste, does that make them an artist? Since they just copy pasted the other person's work into the video game of Marathon, does that make that person an artist? I can just copy pasta. Right? Right, exactly, Eclipse. So Marathon was in the right. That's correct. They're artists. They took someone else's work and just submitted it for themselves, and now they're filmmakers and game makers. It's not as easy as saying, yes, they're filmmakers. Saying that they're filmmakers takes away from everyone that makes film. Travis says 30. See, my friends who also say this was caused by Hollywood, for example, they were say that theaters are dying because they're outdated. Netflix found a better way. If you don't adapt, you perish. Netflix is not a better way. Netflix is actually killing Hollywood because they undercut, underpay, right? And they just post out as much stuff as possible. And there's a flood of content. And not everything can be successful. And not everything is successful. And it also doesn't make money now. Right? Because it doesn't get it doesn't get its time to shine. World says, I think one benefit of this will be that anyone who has a story idea for the film can also use this to the studios and idea. might help the average Joe get into the film industry or even gaming. Well, here's the thing, Worlds. Why do I need to go to the studio? If I can make a full-fledged film using text, why do I even need Hollywood? I have YouTube. I can make the stuff and throw it on YouTube, and I can make money and ad revenue off that. I never have to sign a deal with them at all. Not an equal comparison. Again, to say that someone that types words on a screen is a filmmaker takes away from filmmaking. Going outside and kicking a ball doesn't make me an athlete. Doesn't make me a professional football player. Ron says, if I play basketball in my pool, can I be called a basketball player? You sure can, Ron. You sure can. NBA superstar. Right? The reason filmmaking is what it is, that's the pros of people making short films. The guy even said it. He said in Hollywood, you can't get your big break because you can't get there. Right? People want to run before they can walk. Right? So I can't be a game designer. I have to step my way up to become a game designer and then make a AAA game. You could try to make a AAA game first, but you'll probably fail. Who cares if it takes away from filmmaking or filming? Well, okay, I guess who cares? It takes away from, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people's jobs. So what do those people do now? Do they also make films? Because they don't also have to work now? Like, I don't have to work in the film industry anymore. I can just type my way. And now everyone's typing. So everyone's making a film. So then everyone's got a great film, but no one's watching your film. So does anybody care? There's no pros of making it. And when I say pros is I bust my ass as an athlete to play collegiate ball. And then I bust my ass to make it into the minors. And then I bust my ass to make it into the professionals. And now I'm a professional athlete. Okay? If everyone could just become an athlete and be on the grand scale of things, then it's no big deal. Everyone's doing it, so nobody cares. Just waiting for the first SAG actor to chime in on this. Waiting for a chunk of money. SAG can't really say anything for independent stuff. When they start mass marketing it and putting it out to make profit, that's when they'll chime in. Correct, Krebsy. There's a low level and high level. And I told you, that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, you're not a filmmaker because you take text and put it into a thing. I don't even have to write it. Do you understand what I'm saying? ChatGPT can write the script for me, and I can take that script and put it into this program and make a movie. What did I do? What did I do as the person that asked ChatGPT to write the script and then take that script and put it into this program to make the movie? I'm a filmmaker? You're telling me because I went copy pasta, copy paste, or copy C, copy V, and I did nothing. I'm a filmmaker now. I get what you're saying, 30. There should be a different term, and you're making stuff with AI. Like, I think it's also awesome that people are doing this, but great. Writers, that's awesome. 100%. I'm not mad at the technology, Eclipse. I'm saying that, like, I can literally write a script on ChatGPT right now. Take that, and then put that into the flow, and make a feature-length film, and I did nothing but say, hey, ChatGPT, can you make an action-packed adventure film? That's it. And then I'm a filmmaker. Even though I did nothing. I didn't write the script, and I didn't film the script. Eclipse says it's just prompt engineering. I would say it's not even that anymore. And he goes, I don't know what this means. I said, I'll tell you. I saw a person pouring alkaline water, right? And I went, hey, ChatGPT, I need a thesis paper on alkaline water, the benefits and the pros and cons over rainwater. Within 10 seconds, I had a 12-page document. Writer. I'm not a scientist. I'm nothing. I'm not a researcher. I asked a question to a robot, and the robot gave me a report. Krebsy says, you are a filmmaker because the product you are introducing into the world is a film. A filmmaker from 1920 when everything else is practical, and the animator from 2020 are both filmmakers. These are people that actually made something. You're missing a huge point here. The whole point of this is they made it. An animator drew every single fucking frame. They drew it. They researched it. They did all the stuff. They didn't ask a computer for a script and then input it into the other computer. The problem with Hollywood, there is no new ideas, and the younger generation has no imagination. There's also a problem with the gaming. No new good ideas or any imagination. This is why it constantly gets remakes. You guys don't understand how this works. No one is actually learning. You do with doctors. You don't need to study or work on it. Right. You go to the doctor's office, they take a picture of what's wrong with you and then ask ChatGPT how to cure you. If you ask a director from 1920 if the animator was a filmmaker, they would say no. That's fucking retarded, Krebsy. The people at Pixar literally created every single frame. An animator hand drew and made a film, hand drawing each thing. They did the work. Are you guys missing my point? I can copy pasta what the AI is doing to put it into this program and make a film, doing zero stuff and then put my name on it as I'm the filmmaker. Robert Jones says they just fired a bunch of X-ray techs. It is rumored. If you ask a director from 1920, which you can't because they're fucking dead, okay? If an animator is not they're not filmmakers because they actually made something. You could tell back when the cartoons I used to watch cartoons now are shit. It's like having an automatic camera. Look, I'm not gonna do anything, right? I'm not gonna do it right now, Jones. I will do it where I ask to write a script. I don't know how much this costs for flow. Okay, I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna put a sentence. Make a sci-fi of whatever, and then I'm gonna let them write a script, and then I'm gonna take that script and put it into flow and see what we get. And I'm gonna call myself a filmmaker. I'm not sure what the play is, Sarge. This is why it's impressive about claymation, the stop motion. Love that stuff. Yeah. I mean, it is retarded 30, but it doesn't change that they did it. Sure, but they're still retarded. They used a film camera to film the animated shows. That's how they did it. You write AI music, you know you have to feed it good prompts. I understand that, Jones. What I'm saying is I can't call myself a musician. I'm not making the music. I'm writing words on the piece of paper or on the screen. Okay? And all I do is write the things, put the key terms, okay? Then when I put it into the actual program, it makes everything, the music. I'm writing the script. That's making the music. I am not a musician. I'm not a composer. It's doing it all itself. All right. I got to go to my son's school for a play, and I'll be back tonight for some more gameplay. I'm not sure what we're going to be playing. You're a songwriter or a music prompter? No, a songwriter actually writes it in song. I'm not writing in song. I'm writing it in a paragraph like you write a book, right? And then I throw that in and it takes it and breaks it down into song format. It does it all by itself. You just write a paragraph, right? So if I'm writing, let's say Bungie, right? The song. I said N2 songs got posters got stole. Using a moon board, I take all these different prompts that they said in articles and stuff, and I write it all together. Okay? So I'm like, Bungie stole artwork from N2, poster from 2017 they used inside Marathon. Okay? I put all the keywords that I want, and then I put it into the program. It makes the music for it. I'm not a fucking music composer. I'm not putting it going, oh, you know what? I really want to put up on the N2, right? I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that. That's all being done with inside the game itself or the program itself. The term change, does it change it if filmmaker becomes any story, but the visuals, do these people now qualify? Because if they do, it will change it, as it assures you. I don't think it should be called filmmaker. You're making pictures move, but you're doing nothing. It's doing it all itself on the computer side. You're just writing prompts. As Brainchild said, you're a prompt engineer. All right. You guys have a great rest of your night, day, evening, wherever you are. I gotta go. I gotta get there. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, for some gameplay, shooting the shit with Sarge. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty tuned in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Laughs and news, our winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive, the daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment from new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun below. We'll chat and entertain once more. The copy's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Come on in, your morning